Hi folks, welcome to our continued playtest of the Drawsteel VTT, the Codex. Our first session since the official release of the game. The future of Drawsteel looks bright. It is MCDM's best-selling product to date. The Delian Tomb tutorial adventure, which has enough content to get you from levels 1 to level 3, paid for itself in the first 3 days. And it is the perfect place to start if you are looking to learn how to run or play the game. Now, we're playing on the Codex, and it is still in alpha. Access is available for free using Steam codes that are given by the DM Hub team over on their Discord. We have a link in the description here. Development is continuing, with the intention to start beta testing for MCDM patrons in December. The rules have been updated to the release version, and class abilities are being implemented every day. Now, we return to Sealton Heath. When last we left our heroes, their time in Sealton Heath had resulted in closer ties to the community, valuable gifts from sages, and strange occurrences during their research. As the Void Mage was using their magic to scan the Grey Waste for dangers, the land grew dark, and a solar eclipse took place for an hour. The following day, as the Time Raider was completing her research into supernatural dangers in the swamp, the eclipse happened a second time, for 2 hours, at which point they were summoned to Lady Rana's private study to explain themselves. We're going to begin in a flashback of the 10th day before the eclipse happened, the second one. So, the previous day, Slayer, you had realized that the mishaps that were happening to you in your attempt to teach the villagers to hunt and fight in the swamp were not your fault. Your body was in perfect health, and yet mishaps continued to happen, weapons continued to fail and break. So, do you change your plans for the 10th day?
I think Slayer, seeing that there's no success to be gained here, and seeing that he is probably going to not be a very good example of how to be mighty and cool against the beast of the swamp, he's going to probably drag the rest of the people that are remaining, that many of them I remember were sick as hell anyway, so I might as well bring them back to town. But I wanted to ask you again about this cloudy situation that I saw, that Slayer saw at the distance.
So right now you saw that on the 9th day, as you had been realizing that all of these things going wrong were not only not your fault, they were too frequent and too unpredictable to be the fault of your less than skilled pupils. You're up here in the north part of Sealton Heath in the swamp.
Yes.
You saw in this elevated area, this hill where Glasses and Silver had been doing their research, the land was shadowed as if when a thick cloud is moving over the land and you can see the shadow moving across, except you looked up at the sky and it was a clear day, getting to the afternoon as you had been finishing your project work. But there was no evidence, and again that shadow was there for an hour. You probably noticed maybe 5 minutes into it, and the people who were there with you, that really affected their morale. So things had been going bad for them in the swamp, and now there was that shadow, and there were mutterings among them of, the swamp is not a place for us to be, it is not safe, people don't belong here. Yes, and the people who were superstitious and had been afraid due to the ghost encounter in the school had now once again beginning to lose their nerve.
Indeed, their strength is beyond you. Let's go back and deal with the situation.
And I'm going to grab Jimmy, tell him to, increase the morale in any way, shape, or form he can, and we're gonna dart back to town to see what's going on.
Sure. By the time you get to town, you see people have begun to come back. Where do you go? I mean, there's a couple of taverns, or you could head up. I think in theory that a couple of your party members are up looking at some books, but that I don't think you've gone up there before, if you want to.
Yeah, I would check the school first that we were checking a couple some days ago just to make sure that everything is okay there, and then start looking for the rest of my companions to see where they are to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, classes aren't happening at the moment as the teacher is Darrow Pine, one of the sages. But you see there's a couple of people in the building, and the same kind of whispering that had been happening among the men and women that had gone out with you in the swamp is happening here, but it's more fearful, right? They're worried that maybe the ghost is angered again and is now coming after the village rather than just these refugees that had come from Black Bottom. Yeah, so you see morale is low. You do see the shadow is moving slightly, right? Mm-hmm. So in the minutes since you've come in from the swamp, it has drifted slightly.
In what direction? Like away from town or further into?
So it came from the north and is moving south over the water.
Okay, all right. If the whispers continue, I'm going to tell the men,
now men, we need to learn how to punch ghosts in the face.
Okay.
Nam can go back home, we'll deal with the situation.
Sure. Are you trying to make them feel better, or?
No, not at all.
Okay. So they head back there. Manners, I think you spent this day working on the construction of your airship. You were removing the masts off of the perfectly working seafaring vessel. So now it is some floating wood, but you were successful at least in that the masts were removed in such a way that they can be put back together in future. So I think you probably would have been somewhere over here.
Sounds good.
Yeah. What do you think when you see, like, do you even notice the shadow moving, like appearing over the hill?
I say that I'm not. I'm focusing on this, like trying to keep the spirits up, thinking to myself, well, there is no turning back now. I just destroy a totally functioning ship and do nothing.
Right.
The only way is forward.
Yeah.
Sunk cost fallacy.
Yeah, it's like, well, it's late now.
Yeah, all gas, no brakes.
So, by committing to using your seafaring ship as part of your build airship project, you get 500 project points, bringing you to 586 out of 3,000. So you are still far from even getting your first event roll in this project, but you know, from small beginnings, mighty airships are built.
The Red Queen is going to rise. Don't worry.
Yeah. So, Silver, you've been pondering the revelations of Sir Razalax and Lady Neha, the tragedy of Greybend, and you don't know the details of Sir Razalax's sacrifice for the people of this region, but you know it was total. Like, he lost his life and accomplished a great deed, but did not fulfill perhaps the promise of what Lady Neha wanted a Dragon Knight to achieve. And you were lost in thought when the light from the window faded, and after a couple of minutes you heard Darrow Pine open the door and come into his home and begin rummaging around looking for a telescope.
What's going on?
I'm trying to find out. Have you seen? It would be a metal a brass tube, and
let me help you.
Rummaging around, going to the attic. Sure. I think glasses. You're outside. This is the 9th day, so the first eclipse. Now I'm going to ask for the first roll of the session.
Woo.
It would be reason, medium, and with the timescape skill, of course, because. Yeah. And you don't have a Bane on this test because it is not directly related to this world.
To this world, yeah. I was gonna say one thing that I can actually know and rely on. Okay, yeah. Let's go. Okay.
Ooh.
Pretty.
Incredible. Okay.
Yeah.
So, one of the first things you began doing when you landed upon this world is began trying to chart astral movements and match them with what you knew of from the timescape. There are 3 moons on Orden. There is the dawn moon and the dusk moon, which are the size of our own Earth moon, but they are only visible at dawn and at dusk, as expected. And there is the high moon, which travels across the sky and is as big as people think our moon is. So imagine the moon in the night sky. That's how big the high moon is. Because unless you've spent a significant amount of time observing, you're picturing it bigger than it is.
So kind of like the moon in movies, not the moon in reality. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In reality, you can cover the moon with your thumb. The high moon, you need, like, it's bigger than your hand in the sky.
Sure. Makes sense.
And that is the one that turns and is big enough that you can see as its features change, and it has waxing and waning and the kind of behavior we're used to with our moon, right? To the point where what's called a turn is about 20 minutes. Like, it turns 3 times in an hour. And that is pretty much the shortest time measurement that people here have, because clocks are not something that is common. You guys know about them, but most of the people here in Sealton Heath and in the rest of Vasloria do not. So eclipses happen when the high moon crosses over the sun, right? And that is a massive shadow that stretches across this manifold, and it drifts quickly, right? The moon crosses 180 degrees of arc in 12 hours. So it tends to happen over the course of a few minutes, right? And it becomes evidently clear to you, this is not a streak. Like, you can see the edges of the shade that is being caused. And when you look up, the high moon, you can actually see it somewhere else in the sky. The sun is being obscured to you by something else that is perfectly the size of the sun.
Okay. So the first thing glasses would do, of course, is tap something in her glasses to have protection to look at the sun, because even though it's an eclipse, I could burn my corneas, and I don't want that.
So it darkens significantly, and then in your eyesight, I guess not eyesight, because your sight adapts, and you see the flaring coronal ejections around the sun, and you're able to begin analyzing it with your tablet.
Yeah.
And there is some filtering happening. The sunlight you are currently receiving does not have the complete spectrum that you are used to. The radiation that you're getting is different. It is being heavily filtered.
Okay.
And roughly around this time, Darrow Pine comes out with a optical telescope and a tripod and begins setting it up. Silver, I don't know if you're coming with.
Yeah, I'm helping with part of the telescope or the tripod, helping him install. Is this like this? What is going?
Oh, that must be some kind of relic that you have here, isn't it? Like something from the ancient times?
I got this from a sailing ship coming from Capital. They had all manner of interesting devices, and there was an astrolabe. I think I lost that one. It had moving pieces and that the pin fell out. But this one, and I've used it mostly to look at the moon. It's very useful. And you see, he's pointing it, but he is not looking at it. And you realize, glasses, what you did with your lenses, he cannot do. Mm-hmm. And in fact, he's bringing out this box, and he's attaching it to the end of the telescope. And you see he's like lifting a little flap and looking inside the box at the focus light of the telescope.
Oh, that's pretty clever. So it's not like looking around. Yeah.
What?
Can you see anything strange about this? Because it is in the moon. It is in the big moon. It must be something else. The big moon is there, and I point towards the high moon, whatever I can see it in the sky.
Let's see how Darapine. Darapine has no clue what's going on. You see, he's looking, and you tell him that the high moon is over there, and this is his first time realizing it. Like, and now he's glancing around and seeing the shade and going, "What? It's." And he's moving now towards the edges of the shade to try and map that part. And he's going to spend the next 15-20 minutes figuring out the size of the darkness that is covering. Silver.
I was going to
Give me
look at the Eclipse directly, unless
Sure.
someone told me to not do it. Because
All right.
I don't know.
So in that case, I'm going to ask for a might endurance test.
Oh god.
I'm gonna go. No. I don't know how your eyes work, but you cannot look at the sun without any protection. It's gonna burn your eyeballs.
Okay.
You have an edge from Glasses' warning.
Sure. I'm going to roll it.
And if you're looking at me, my regular glasses look weird, look darker than normal.
Yeah. So, Silver, you're looking up. The sun is almost entirely hidden, right? But it's not a total darkness. So you're squinting, like, oh, maybe if you only have a little bit of your eyes, though they won't get fully burned. Yeah.
I can't see anything.
Yeah, we've established that you're currently resistant to fire at the moment. So you feel heat in your eyes as they get dry, and you're blinking, and you look away, and there is a couple of bright bands in your vision, and you're blinking and looking around, and they're following around with you.
Bad
Yeah,
idea.
and Glasses, you
bad
realize
idea.
Silver has some minor retinal damage that will probably heal on its own over the next couple of days.
I'm like
Days.
shaking my head.
God.
Yes.
You'll stop seeing the bright bands within an hour or two, but yeah,
I'm gonna shout to the like, are people here in town as cautious as you are, or will they look up at the sky right now?
you see coming out from the large house in front two younger women that you recognize as the sages that had been working with Capitan Lobo on a new recipe.
Oh.
And they are delighted and have been taking their own measurements. And when they hear this question that you speak aloud, they mention, "Oh, there's few people living up here. And the people in the town are totally. I mean, they wouldn't look at the sun any more than you would during a normal day, I suppose. Have you seen this kind of thing before?" And you realize they know you're an alien, but they don't know from where or what kind of experience you have.
What would I know? Have I seen something like this before?
I think you've seen magical darkness, but you haven't seen this kind of implementation of it before. Like, there are simpler ways to darken something, right? And this is a massive surface area that you realize extends mostly out into the sea. Like, it is a circle that is covering all of the hill, but it is not exactly like. Actually, do you have any kind of geometry or what would be, I don't know, mathematics of some kind? I mean, it's reason.
Yeah.
What kind of skill?
I have alchemy and architecture and mechanics. So mechanics would be like physics, applied physics.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah. Let's go for that.
Oh, that's such a better roll.
So you're sitting there and you lift up your tablet, and instead of focusing on the sun, you begin focusing on the shape that is being projected here on the ground. You're plotting it out. You have very good scans of the local area here. You've been here, like you have an automatic pathfinding application that keeps track of your movements and the elevations and
Love it.
so like it fills out the map in places that you've been. you're tracing out the points, and you realize the line that it is moving along passes directly through the Darrow Pine's house. And the reason it is mostly covering the ocean is because it is at the edge of a cliff, right?
You told me the two sages that came out that Capital Lobo was working with, they are women, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, I say greetings, ladies. I'm afraid that this is no natural phenomenon. I've seen some of those before, but this is nothing like that. It is not the high moon. The high moon is over there. This appears.
Don't look to the sky.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Don't look up without any type of protection in your eyes, otherwise your eyeballs can burn out.
Interesting. So it has the same effect as a classical eclipse, you say, but it is not being caused. Do you think there could be an additional moon? Could someone manifest a moon?
Oh, that could be.
What would be the point of that? Yeah.
Yeah,
And they're thinking of,
sound
like,
completely random.
Knowing about other manifolds, that would be timescape, right?
Yeah.
Or
Yes. And in fact, you know that there are manifolds where there is no sun, right? And there's a way that you consider, like, if someone were trying to superimpose a different manifold onto this one, it might have a similar effect, but you're not getting those kinds of readings. Like, you are not detecting extraplanar frequencies and energies. You are getting the frequencies of normal sunlight being filtered. Like, you plot out the spectrum of light that you are receiving in your lenses, which are your most sensitive optical scanner, and it is the normal spectrum that you've been experiencing in Orden since you've been stranded here, but there is a huge chunk that is missing.
I'm gonna start to talk to the ladies and to Darupine about that. Like, kind of like, of course, I always try to kind of downplay what I understand. So I'm not gonna say in the spectrum of light, we're missing all of these, like wavelengths of the spectrum. I'm just gonna be like,
we should try a rainbow. Hold on, and the younger one runs into the shop, and that's Moira, who's in her 30s, and you see the Willett Scareth, who is in her 40s with like closely cropped short hair, sort of like smiles and goes, "We've tested optical observations. We have a small clear prism." And then a couple of minutes later, Moira comes out with a triangular, triangular prism, right? And she's like turning it and going, look. And instead of the clearly split bands of the rainbow, you see that there are faint lines that are still visible in the areas of yellow and green, and then most of it is imperceptible, right? And you realize this is a way where that they can visually split light, and is the same thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a picture with the tablet.
Sure. And you actually switch it as you can expand into greater frequencies, and you look into the infrared, and there is still a significant amount, and you realize you are still feeling the heat from the sun. Like, in an ordinary eclipse, the temperature drops rapidly as it is cooled by the lack of radiation hitting, but you are still feeling some heat. And then you look in the ultraviolet, and there is still significant radiation in that section of the spectrum. It is mostly visible light that is being blocked. And in fact, some of the reasons that you are able to see things differently is that your spectrum is not quite the same as those of the inhabitants of Orden.
Okay, so far Glasses is like, this is super cool. I have no idea what's happening, but it's really interesting scientifically. Speaking.
Around this time, Darrow Pine comes running back, and he says, It's moving. we have about 20 minutes, and it'll pass. But it's not. And he, like, points at the outer edge, and you see that the shape is distorting. It was a perfect circle when you started, and it is now passing. As you see that, as the outer edge is getting close to you, the far edge, the one that is getting away from you, is not continuing out over the water.
So okay, so it's a moving object. That's
So
very good point of data.
I think you continue trying to make observations. Darrow sees that the rate of movement is constant throughout. You guys plot the direction that it was moving along, and you trace it. And then as the eclipse ends, I think you spend the rest of the afternoon going over records. There is no astral
like
charts are
astral
rare.
Charts,
yeah, but there is no from the cycles of the moon. There is no like way that this could happen, and you're looking for previous mentions of this kind of a thing, and not finding any in the libraries that they have. Right. So I think that's where you spend the rest of the ninth day.
Sure.
Now on the 10th day, we know that Glasses, you will continue and finish your research into the swamp. But what do the rest of the folks do? So I think Slayer, you realize that the sort of thing that might be happening to you has some other kind of explanation. You know that Glasses might know about magic, but she's busy with something else. But Manners knows about magic. Silver, I believe, knows about religion.
The religion.
So, like, has that stuff, and also about history. So, yeah. And let's see, does Laveau have any? I mean, she knows about strategy in the criminal underworld.
Oh, I don't
But,
have
I mean,
a
she does
religion.
know about sabotage. You could perhaps be being sabotaged.
I think that after witnessing the parenthesis, very important, Slayer would have seen the eclipse with full eyes open, just in case.
Okay.
Well,
So,
Just
yeah,
because
it-
he's strong.
You
No,
don't
just because
get
he's
the
strong.
you don't get the effect of the eclipse until you reach about there, right?
Okay.
As you step into the darkness, you are covered in, and what you see is the sun is perfectly visible, fully bright, and then you step into the area of shadow, and it's fully blocked. Right? There is a sharp line, and as you step over it, suddenly it's blocked, and you can see some light around. Yeah, you play back and forth.
Yeah,
Like in the
And, yeah.
Invincible episode?
I haven't seen it, but yeah, sure.
Yeah, and there's a moment where if you're moving back and forth, there's a point where you can get the line of shadow directly over your face, and one eye is seeing full sunlight, and the other is seeing the darkness, and then as the line moves, suddenly you get full sunlight in both eyes. Yeah.
Oh,
Why does it always have to be this weird?
is there any point during the night that we reconvene together just to talk about things, maybe?
So it's up to you where everyone is staying, right? I mean, you are welcome to stay in the areas of the tents that the refugees set up. There are a couple of inns. I believe here the Snapping Line is an inn. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Slayer would try to find the most magically capable person that he would know from the team. But if Glasses is not available, I think he would go to Silver.
I think Glasses would take quite some time, and like once the shadow passes, you see that Glasses and all of the sages are together and they're like going over books. So it's up to you if you try to interrupt, or if you go find like Silver is there and is like
okay.
mostly not. Yeah, he's talking some about history. Like there have been historical eclipses in the past, and there's also associated with omens and things. But yeah.
And you also see Silver is squinting, trying to get his eyesight.
Yeah. Which
You're
reminds
seeing
me,
like shadows and blinking lights in the corner of your eyes.
Why are you squinting so much, kid?
Don't
Wait,
don't look
because
this
you
up.
might also be squinting. Roll your endurance might test.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah. So your eyes, you also have like bright bands that don't disappear when you're blinking. It's up to you
Right.
if that is causing you to squint or if you're just looking around seeing like,
I don't
Yeah, something burned.
squint ever.
yeah.
Yeah, why are you squinting? Where the hell is everything? Why does everything have to be so twisted? This
you're
place
too.
is cursed.
Are you
Curse.
saying this while I'm nearby?
Sure.
You looked up at the sun while the eclipse was happening, didn't you?
What else am I supposed to do? Not look at it?
Nope. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. Not look at the sun because normally it would burn your eyeballs out, and now it's just as good as always.
God
and
damn it.
and like Glass is talking about this completely distracted, like nerding out, looking at analyzing papers, reading stuff, just going on a.
Welcome to the
kind of,
welcome to the club, big guy.
This place is fucking twisted. I'm just coming back from the swamp and the entire fucking place is cursed.
Curse.
Yeah. Can you imagine me not hitting something with my axe?
That's honestly very hard to imagine.
I know, and it happened fucking twice. Jimmy could do it, I could not.
Jimmy.
Do you know what that means? Yeah, fucking Jimmy.
Right. So.
I told him yesterday.
Oh,
Silver for
what can I
intuition.
do? What can I do just to
Yeah.
hide
An intuition test and boosted
okay.
by religion.
No edge or nothing, right? Just
No,
intuition
you're
test.
skilled, but yeah.
Okay, rolling dice. Oh, come on!
Yo, what's going on with the rolls tonight? Yo, what?
Right here where you are, like, without setting up a ritual or finding a place of power, such as the church, you can't tell if there's a curse. Like you open up your senses, the divine power that is granted to you by your saint, and yeah, there's no active malicious energy being directed in your way or Slayer's way at the moment.
But I don't understand exactly then what's happening, but just to make him feel better, I'm going to put my hand on Slayer's shoulder and just improvise a small prayer, like you will be fine, everything is going, the curse will be removed, trusting your friends, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't need all of that, kid. I know I'm perfect.
I was trying to help,
Is that-
okay?
I know, I understand, I appreciate it. But
Give me a presence test, and you can apply your religion to this.
Oh. So presence,
I love
presence
this.
2. I am skilled. Do I have religion? Oh, do I have religion?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yay.
Rolling dice.
Yo, what?
So you are proceeding with this blessing, but the power of a saint flows through you, and you have specific abilities that are for helping and reaching out to others. As you take some of your vital energy and try and apply a blessing on your ally, it is rebuffed, and you realize there is something on Slayer. It is not active, but there is a malicious intent placed on Slayer, and yeah,
Oh.
this is something beyond your skill at the moment.
Slayer, so good news and bad news. The bad news is that the curse. No, the good news is that the curse exists. So it can be removed.
So I am cursed.
Yeah, the bad news is that I can't do it.
That's alright. I just need to know.
Do you
I'm
know
hunting.
why? What happened?
I just needed to know. Because I was not the only one. The other people with me, they were also getting sick. And I know they're fucking weak. But they were also getting sick. They were getting obnoxious. They were getting tired. They were getting terribly bad. And I don't like that fuckery. I need to kill something, goddammit.
Maybe we should go there and see what's going on.
Do you want to kill stuff, kid?
Not really, but if it's helping you.
Shit, why are you so boring?
And while I'm speaking to you, I'm not really looking in your direction. I'm looking slightly to the left or slightly to the right because I cannot fucking see you.
Me neither.
Yeah, all right, cool.
Two Mr. Magoos like looking at each other.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly, like yelling at each other.
I'm looking at the direction of Slayer, but slightly up.
I think you're speaking like in this direction.
Yeah.
So I think you guys continue working on this, trying some way to detect a measurement, and you realize to break this curse is a project that would require 150 project points.
Oh no.
So this would be many weeks of working on this, or you need to find some more information about this curse. For instance, if you had been infected with lycanthropy from a werewolf, for instance, then samples from a werewolf, ideally the one that bit you, might speed the process up. So you can just work on a powerful enough way to break a curse, but right now the lead you have is that, yeah, you are in the swamp, doing like normal things, normal swampy things.
All right. So there's a library here,
Yeah.
right? In Sealton Heath. Okay.
It have books.
Could I? God damn it! But it's. I don't think Slayer reads. Not that he doesn't know how to read. He's just like he doesn't do it for fun.
I was gonna say, like,
Or for
it's
info.
not his preferred option of how to learn things.
No, it's like it's either lentils or beans. Is that sort of the situation?
I mean, Daniel, if I don't remember exactly on the times slot that we have how busy is Silver, but knowing this, he will.
Yeah, you could spend a few days working on trying to figure this out. You had mentioned, so you had just completed your last project on the 9th day, and you guys could spend 3-4 more days here to sort of catch up on respites that we would have had normally during level 1. So yeah, you could spend more time here creating the curse, creating a way to break the curse, or yeah, you could going into the swamp to figure out like where that came from.
Honestly, I think that Silver will propose go to the swamp mostly to get a fresh clue. Maybe that will help us identify better the curse.
Yeah. This seems different from whatever afflicted Greybend 30 years ago. But it is like something malicious is happening, right? And as far as you know, has nothing to do with Lady Neha. Like Lady Neha seems to have something against Dragon Knights. And even though Slayer was there for the fight against her, this is something new. So on the 10th day, do you guys work on the curse, or I suppose or we could like fast forward and do project points after the second eclipse, and when you guys get summoned to Lady Ryan.
Yeah, we could do that actually.
Okay,
Because
so,
as much as we could do is just look for information in this
Yep.
about the swamp, and maybe Slayer is going to map out exactly like pinpoints where he started feeling a little bit weaker and weaker until it got to a breaking point and he had to return because he also saw the shadow.
So I will say you did not feel weaker, right? It's that things were going wrong around you.
Yeah.
So you were slipping on mud that you could have sworn wasn't there before. Weapons were like strings that you had tied correctly were snapping. Like the axe heads were flying off, and you know.
Kind of like bad luck situation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah,
But
but
you
the Slayer is
physically
like
feel
feeling
fine.
weaker anyway.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
So I think glasses. Maybe you might even sleep in Darapine's house in the middle of your research.
Probably,
And the
yeah.
next day, you continue, and this time the eclipse happens closer to the morning. Basically, as soon as you start like going back over your previous research, and
Very
Darapine
important
like
question.
goes out.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Very important question. Does coffee exist in Orden?
I believe it does, but you don't have any here. There was some in Black Bottom. What you can have here is probably strong tea.
Sure. Yeah. I want to try to get that in the morning. Sorry, you were saying?
Yeah. The Darrow Pine quickly sets out and begins taking some measurements, and within 5 minutes it becomes clear that it is moving twice as slow as it did the day before. So where it took 3 turns yesterday, today is going to be 6 turns.
6 turns, yeah.
Yeah, and it is after the first turn that this elderly gentleman who introduces himself as what's his name? Steward Jeffrey summons you to see Lady Rana in her basically private study, right? She and you realize because you have, I think, society or culture.
I have culture, yeah.
Yeah, you realize she is doing this in a way that is more subtle than if she summoned you openly to Sealton Manor, which is technically like her seat of power, right?
Oh, okay.
When people of the town go to have counsel with her or bring up matters of that are related to her station, it is at Sealton Manor, right? But she is summoning all of you to her study in that home, which was her childhood home, out away from Sealton Manor, right? So her parents were ruling there, but she, and this is something like Darrow Pine tells you, that he was her tutor, and he would teach her like private classes in that house, right?
Gotcha.
So when her parents were ruling and she was a teenager, she spent like, her room was a house in the nice neighborhood of town.
Cool. Before I leave,
Yeah.
I don't remember, what's the language of the Wood Elves?
So they were created by I believe it's the Sylvan Celestials.
So...
Yeah.
it's-
And Silver, Manners, and Lovo. Everyone in the group is summoned to see Lady Run.
I'm gonna ask the sages. Sorry, ladies and distinguished gentlemen. Do any of you speak the language of the Elves? The one you call Illyric?
Roll a d10 for luck. On a 10, they all do. I say on a 9, Willet does.
How do I roll dice without being asked to?
So
Just
the
like
3 lines, it's called sort of like the hamburger button.
Oh, cool.
How do
You
you
click it,
write the?
and then you select dice.
How do you write the language? What was?
Illyric.
Iralic?
Illyric, yeah.
in Spanish, Hyrallic.
No.
No, that's the language of the high elves.
Oh, okay.
That's Herald. That's the language of diplomacy.
Gotcha.
Fuck. What's a 4?
So you say 4, and Darrow Pine goes, "Well, I've got a word here or there," and you see sort of Willett goes like, "Numbers. I can recognize the script."
Would you know how to pronounce a name?
I can try.
And I write or show them like the name of the druid.
Yeah. So they would say that is pronounced Aenean.
Aenean. With the emphasis on the second syllable, right?
Yes.
Aenean. Okay.
Like they have to like sound it out, and like they like argue amongst each other. No. It's Aenean. No. The first syllable is longer. It's Aenean. And yeah, they're like, yeah, they argue, but eventually they come to a consensus that it's that.
Well,
and by this point,
you're tired of this shit, Silver. I grew up in this shit. This is my habitat. This is the people I've known all my life. Nerds who discuss these things. Well, my pleasure. Thank you so much, all of you.
Yeah.
And I leave, to join the rest.
And Dara goes like, "Oh, right. I should come with." Yeah. So Dara is coming with you.
Oh.
And I'm gonna switch over to the antiquarian study music.
I think that Silver will very fast, try to polish his armor to be presentable, like always.
Sure. You can have been doing this most of the time. In fact, this is very important. How have you guys been moving around the city? Because you are all a bunch of Guardians of the Galaxy characters in a fantasy medieval Europe setting. Like the most normal one among you is the orc that collects skulls and the chain-smoking dwarf that is a wanted criminal. So I think Silver, you'd mentioned you spent most of your time with the refugees, showing your face.
Showing me
But
face.
then after you started asking some questions, you were warned and you had covered yourself. Glasses. How do you move around the city, knowing that you are an alien?
Yeah, I wear like a long trench coat with a hoodie on it, and also like a mask, kind of a face mask, to cover like most of my face basically, so leaving only my eyes, which could look like glasses if people know what those are. Trying to avoid the uncomfortable questions, and I do a stitch, and I hide my lower arms, secondary arms behind my back, so I look a bit like weird in a way, like there's like a bulge behind my back, but I have only 2 arms and 2 legs for these people. I don't want to like get anybody too excited about my form.
Okay. Manners as a hell inhabitant.
I don't care. I show myself like I am. And I just move, and if someone has a question, I'm going to answer, and I'm going to get visibly irritated if I have to answer the same question multiple times.
Which does happen. So the first few days that you're moving around, when you were going to the Carpenters Guild Hall looking and going to make contact with the criminals of the road, people ran away from you in the street, as most superstitious medieval folk would have done when seeing an actual literal devil, red skin, massive horns, a tail. Some of the town guard would have interrogated you, and upon finding out you were one of the survivors of Black Bottom, they would have kept their eyes on you and not trusted you, and you could feel the stares every other day.
Don't get this wrong. I'm not here to harm you. I'm your savior. So please, act like it.
Let's retroactively give me a presence test. Now, do you believe that? In which case it might be persuade, or are you lying?
I do, actually.
All right.
You have a very detailed account of all the things that they owe you after all that happened in Black.
So one thing that this, no matter what this, well, no, if you crit on this test, maybe that'll change. But nobody has gone anywhere close to making a deal with you. Most people don't even talk to you or look at you. But you can feel when you're not looking at them, their stares are following you. Yeah.
Yeah, I do have. I'm skilled with persuade, and no, silver tongue is for negotiations. So that's yeah, sure. Roll dice.
Bro.
Oh yeah.
Come
Yeah.
on.
So yeah, you are such a good talker that like the guards that you spoke to on the first day went and gone like, yeah, he's just a really nice guy. Like, but he's a devil. Yeah, but I think he's one of the good ones. And yeah, so every person who actually interacts with you comes feeling like accepting of you, and like you've had to do this a couple of times, so you're used to it. But yeah, you are showing yourself off proudly. So yeah, this explains you were able to talk to the people in the guild hall. You're able to make introductions to the criminals. Like everyone who has actually talked to you, like accepts you, and like they almost seem to forget what they're doing until after you finish the conversation. But most people in the town, like the market, like there's bustle and there's constant chatter, and then you appear, and everyone sort of clams up. And they sort of pretend that they're not looking at you, and they like.
I doubt like Manners is probably like walking around the town if he's like chatting with someone as he walks. But if he has to move somewhere, he probably flies. So it's people like cowering when they see the devil just fly above them. It's like, what the fuck?
Oh no! You're not making this better, Manners.
Yeah. In fact, like after a few days, like you realize that your carpenter, the John Carpenter who's working with you, is kind of not quite being ostracized, but people are certain that he's made he sold you his soul, and yeah, it is wild. So yeah. Yeah, wild. People are going to be talking about these weeks for generations to come, right? When the fall of Blackbottom and then the Hell Troopers arrived on the shores of Sealton Heath, and devils flew over the sky. Yeah, and there's a couple of moments where you see a priest kind of standing in the market and sort of watching you, and kind of then reassuring the people who were there. Yeah. So yeah, you're the one who's been kind of most clearly showing off your extra planarness, but making a good impression on the people there, which means that Lady Rana's impression of all of you was open to you before this, and now that there's been an eclipse, she is neutral. Meaning it has downshifted one, and you have this isn't quite a negotiation, but her opinion of you might get worse or better. And if you have any negotiation-specific features that you want to use in this moment, you can. As you are taken to this study, you see the young woman in charge of this area. Who of you has... yeah, I think...
It's me.
I have culture, so technically I know what to do, but
Yeah,
also
I'm trying to remember if it's
completely a
culture or
weirdo
society.
about it. Yeah.
Is society also a skill? Yeah, but so what you know from your prior studies is that she is a landed noble, but she is not a baron, right? She has quite a bit of land in this town, and some maybe in other towns, like their Greyport is from what you've seen, an even smaller village than this that she is technically in charge of. But yeah, she has no keep, she has no fortress. She has, you know, in terms of nobility, perhaps slightly higher than a knight, but you know, far I believe from my wiki travels, it might be a baronet. Is like basically they own a bit of land and pretty much nothing else.
Director question. I know I know the relation that Lady Niha had with the Dragon Knights, especially with Sir Razrak. What do I hear on the town about Lady Rina?
Interesting.
Rana.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I'm taking the issue with Sir Rasalak personal. I don't want to make things worse.
So I don't think you have either the eavesdrop or the rumors
No,
skill.
I'm
So
too honest, too forward.
makes
I
sense.
have those,
give me-
but I
Too much
was
of a
busy.
good person.
You are using another thing, yeah. Can I don't play today, Daniel?
I mean, listen. From how long we've been taking, there's probably not going to be a fight today. But you might end up getting kicked out of town. We'll see. So
I have my ship here.
Yeah.
Don't do this.
the people that you've spoken to seem to have a good opinion of her. But you can't, in fact, you can't get any gleaming of how she might feel about Dragon Knights. You know that this place was roughly neutral to them. So in the past, in the way that now, because of the dwarven miners from Bedegar, that might be changing because of them, right? So, but you don't hear about, other than you, any Dragon Knight having come here for shelter since the fall of King Omen.
Gotcha. So I'm going to be on my best behavior.
Yeah. And if any of you have a renown of 3, that might have an impact on her, as that is her impression.
No, I think my renown is 1 after saving people in Black Bottom.
I think mine was 2, but I can't remember.
2. Silver have
Mine
2.
was 1 by default because of the Mage's Apprentice.
Wait.
But did we get another one?
I think
You
we
got a renown when
yeah.
you achieved the local hero title. So I believe Silver,
So I
your
will
renown
have
is
3. Yeah, because
Yeah.
my base is 2.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because
That was
Dragon
my
Knight.
renown 5.
Yeah.
On,
What?
Yeah, on Force
What?
Steel is 5. I don't know. Don't listen to me. Let's continue.
I mean, Gladiator might give you a boost to
The renown, yeah.
So, Silver.
Yes.
When you enter, like you have read person, you see a dark-haired young woman who is wearing fairly modest but rich clothing. She is standing behind a desk in her study. And you see as Darrow Pine kind of moves in ahead of you and introduces your group. How would you like to be introduced? Like, are you the Hell Troopers of the Chain? Are you heroes of Black Bottom?
Wow.
Black Bottom kind of fell, so I don't know if that was a place for heroes, but there were definitely heroic deeds.
Well, we're a member of the chain.
Yeah,
Is that
but
how
the
you
chain,
would like to be introduced?
I don't know if the chain is like still exists. We are not sure about that. Maybe we can like introduce ourselves as such, and maybe we rebrand if we hear that the chain is no more.
Yeah.
Or maybe we took over.
I love it.
Well.
So you cannot take over unless you have the Chronicle.
Yeah, but
The
details.
artifact book that has the records of the chain, the mercenary company, that is basically like what you need to still be one of the Hell Troopers, right?
Yeah, I don't see why not. Like introduce ourselves as a chain.
Members
so
of the
she's in
chain.
her early to mid 20s, and you can see that she is holding herself with in a broad-shouldered stance. And yeah, enough of you have a read person to realize that she is being serious in this moment, but she is concerned about it. And yeah, she basically asks for your explanation. She says that these have been dark days, that the fall of Black Bottom has everyone worried and on edge, but that the survivors that came with you vouched for you. But now strange things have been happening, and you have the people of the town are scared because, yeah, mercenaries and hell troopers came to Sealton Heath, and now terrible things are happening, bad omens. So she asks, like, what is happening? Can you assure me that it will not happen again?
I will say, sir, I will start saying, if you allow me, to assure that is we are not here to cause any trouble. Is the all the contrary. We want to help the people here because silver is silver. We want to help the people here, and yeah, we agree that there are some weird stuff that happening. But looking at my group, I think that we agree that we can or we are going to help identify or stop these things to happen.
Okay, so you have an edge, I believe, because you are a Paragon Censor, and you have another edge because your renown is high enough that you are famous to her, and you see, you are the first time that she has seen a Dragon Knight, and her eyes keep looking at you. Like, when she talks about hell troopers and mercenaries, she looks at Manners as a denizen of hell, but she keeps coming back to you, and a large portion of the benefit of the doubt that she has given you is because of the reputation of the Dragon Knights. So whatever enmity that her ancestor might have had, you're not picking up any of that in Lady Rana.
Cool. Give me a second, please. I'm looking at my stuff.
You have a double edge on this.
Yeah. So the by two, I have persuade or not? I don't have persuade. I have persuade. Okay. To Articon.
Yeah, you are skilled and you have a double edge.
Skill. Yeah. And what was Stuart? Oh, Stuart even. I no he dicho nada. Wait. Stuart Econ, you exhibit a small part of the native power of Gotcha.
Yeah.
I was reading all my stuff. Finally! Finally!
Holy shit.
Because it's silver.
This is a crit.
For people listening, yeah, that was a crit. That was a 19 on the dice plus 4 for a 23.
Wow.
So, the honest
It's coming from the heart.
of a Dragon Knight sworn to protection reaches Lady Rana, and her demeanor changes. You realize protection is one of her greatest motivations. She wants to protect her people, those here of Sealton Heath, and to a lesser extent in Greyport, but she has very limited resources. She has a small force of a guard, but essentially, like, your group, if you wanted to take over this town by force, probably could, right? And so a greater military force than she can command is now telling her that they want the best for her people as well. Her position shifts past open, and I think goes to, like, friendly. What's the next, like, past that? Yeah, starting stats. Yeah, she is now friendly. She likes you. She's going that clearly the heroic demeanor that led you to save the survivors of Black Bottom that you brought with you continues. Yeah, she asks you to please, like, figure out what is going wrong, because if the rash of terrible endeavors continues, yeah, the people might flee and try and gain the, brave the open seas, like flee on ships, because they're not willing to go into the swamp. And she says, like, she doesn't have a lot of resources, but she's open to providing you with help if you need it. And you sort of, Darrow Pine is kind of like smiling and nodding, and you see he sort of like looks at you, Glasses, which up to you if I assume you're still pretending to be a four-limbed humanoid.
Yeah.
But you see,
Actually,
he's only
I
like,
did like a weird curtsy when we entered, kind of like a mixture between like a bow and a curtsy with my trench coat.
Yeah, great.
So,
Yeah, and so he's kind of smiling, and he explains that yes, you've all been very helpful. That together you've been investigating this project, and I think when the second eclipse happened, you were able to. Now you have 2 data points, right? You have a line. You don't know if it's a straight line or a curved line, but now like it's happened twice. Like twice is a coincidence, but like you're not willing to try a third time to see if it's enemy action. But you realize that whatever magical study that was happening with the swamp is at least correlated with the eclipse, which was once again passing over the study and the house of Darrow Pine.
yeah. I think I would look at Darrow Pine when he looks at me, kind of like, does he say anything? Because I think our theory is that it is not a natural eclipse. This is something else.
So he explains that to her as well. As I taught you a decade ago, of course, normal eclipses are caused when the high moon passes over the sun and is quite short. And you see, Lady Rana does not remember this.
Of course.
But you see, he like picks up a cup that she offered tea to all of you, and the teapot, and starts like doing a display using the cup to block the teapot. And so he's able to explain that you figured out that this was some kind of supernatural effect. He's not quite sure if it's magic or not, but that it's somehow coming from the swamp. And with that, she asks you to search for answers, right? And that it will help her greatly to be able to go out to the people of her town and explain that she has tasked you with finding the source of these strange events and preventing from happening. Now that she is friendly to you, Silver, do you bring up anything about her ancestor?
Shit. Okay. Before I say anything, I think that Silver will try to look at her and be in front of her with the most friendly and open demeanor possible. That means a natural smile, shining eyes, the hood removal, just like more like a person. And say the truth. Say that the ghost happened on the school, and that I learned about what ghost was. That was Lady Neha, and I was worried about the Dragon Knights that she mentioned. So I will mention. I read some.
You see that she is concerned when you mentioned her ancestor, but when you mention a Dragon Knight, she doesn't seem to register that. She has no. She doesn't seem to. If you say the name, she doesn't recognize it, and she didn't hear stories growing up of any Dragon Knight. Like it would have been when her parents were young, right? So she hadn't been born yet. So
I mean, makes sense if your grandma was displaced with him. It's sad to think about that.
Yeah, so she promises to go through her grandmother's personal effects and look for anything related to that, but also that if Sir Razilax went out into the swamp with Tace, then maybe trying to get in touch with him would be the way to go. That as far as she knows, he's still alive. He's an older man, but still vital and a powerful wizard. He is like the wizard in these parts.
Make total sense. And thank you so much, lady.
Yeah. Wonderful. So that went better than I expected.
I rolled that great.
Thank you. Thank you, Silver.
It was the
So,
role. It was
congratulations.
the role that really counted.
Yeah.
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 So what's
if
better
in the
than to
future you
get
wind up
the-
having a negotiation with Lady Rana, she is currently friendly to you, which means her patience and interest are quite high. So like she has limited resources, but it's fairly easy for you guys to convince her to help you with them. And you found one of her motivations, right? The motivation of protection of her people.
That's important, yeah.
So you have the curse on Slayer. You have the possible chimera on the floating pyramid. You have a possible contact in the Orchid Court. So, and you also have a list of the challenges of traversing the swamp, some of which are clearly magical in nature. So, I'll post the list again.
Okay, so I think that the first thing that we need to do is figure it out what place can help us to fulfill more objectives, or what direction.
I think once you come out of the meeting, Lovo would like take out the cigar from her mouth and explain that she has kind of pesticide that you can put on your skin, and it keeps sort of the blood-sucking mosquitoes off you. So like she has something that can help with dealing with mosquitoes and leeches and things through going through the swamp.
Is it? Am I wrong, or is the court, the Orchid Court, the best way to go there, or to start the investigation?
You have a name, yeah,
Yeah.
and you can find.
And the Wood Elves are supposed to be, well, elves in general are supposed to be more knowledgeable than humans, at least. So they may know
Sounds good.
something about magic.
Yeah.
That would be Glass's proposal. Kind of like, I have a name, we could go there, we can talk about this.
Wonderful.
I have no. Yeah.
Oh, because there is powerful magic, there's a powerful magic ward over the pyramid. Glasses would remind you that the fairies told us this to me in manners, and probably the in this case, like this contact could help us with that, or know how to defeat it, or go around it.
You know, it makes sense. I don't know what's the others of the group think, but I agree with you, Glasses.
Sure, if a bunch of elves can figure out what is this stupid curse that I have on, then sure, my axe is with you.
I don't know if I would go that far, but maybe they
What?
can point the way, you know.
Curse?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, his curse.
Look, I have been quiet the past few minutes, but what the fuck is going on?
I don't know, this place is fucked.
What?
Why
The
are you
curse is
cursed?
true?
Did you sign something?
No, not at all. I just punch things, you know? That is my thing. And then I get cursed
Yeah,
for
I forget
no
that you don't know
reason.
how to write.
I do know how to ride, I just don't do it.
We are not taking this
And
conversation
what
next
are you
Lady
talking
Rana,
about?
right?
About an eclipse?
Okay.
Yeah, I saw something going on here, and that is why I came back.
Like, I'm really glad that Silver actually took the initiative to talk there, because I had no idea what they were talking about. And I was
Really?
ready to start lying, but I really don't like to.
You don't like
Silver
to-
is always a much better connection to humans than any other of us. You know, all of us are gonna be weird and just, you know, like strange to them.
Yeah, as I pull out Commander Phoenix's head that is now
I'm
completely
going to,
rotted
no,
and polish it a little bit.
I'm going to help you hide
Don't
that.
you have like
Yeah, you guys
some
are
kind of-
outside. You're no longer in Lady Rana's
Yeah,
home.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's
The-
getting
the-
so dirty and rot.
Why
Yeah.
why don't you clean that?
I'm on
It
it.
smells.
I know. It's the best part.
All right. So, when are we
Wait,
doing?
thinking about Commander Phoenix, do you guys, before you head out into the swamp, want to make any last-minute preparations? For
Like
instance,
put the
you have the
stones-
bloodstones
Yeah.
that you could apply to a different weapon. You
Those only
could
work with
craft
weapons,
some more
right?
healing potions.
No. Oh yeah. How do you do that?
So
What's
it is 45 points,
Okay.
and you have the recipe. So hold on. Actually, having already completed, yeah. So it is a downtime project, crafting project.
Craft treasure.
Oh, actually, hold on. I have to go to the actual healing potion. Like, magic items tell you how to craft them. So,
Oh.
rewards, treasures, consumables. It's 45. Yeah, and it takes an ounce of customary leaves. Yeah, and it's more like brewing, and then concentrating, and yeah, you're making somewhere in between alcohol, spirits, and beer.
Okay, so Lobo is gonna help me with this because I'm not a cook, but Lobo is. So we can definitely do that. I can use my reason for this. And can anybody else help to make it quicker? To maybe
Yeah,
get one?
As many people can roll as are willing. It uses reason or intuition.
Yeah.
was
Let's cook
going
some
to-
potions.
I was going to offer nature as maybe
Yeah.
some sort of ingredient that could help in the concoction, but I'm not sure.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I can help you there.
So
I think the silver is happy to help.
Sure.
But
I'm gonna use magic because it's magic. It's a kind of
So
magic.
let's go for Slayer's nature intuition test.
Oh, come on.
So you have 13, and moreover, as you're like gathering herbs, you're like mashing them and preparing them, getting them ready to be used. Several of them spoil. The vase that you're holding cracks as your curse reduces the project rolls that you apply by half. So that 13 is 6 points from Slayer.
Come on.
Cool. I charge against the nearest tree and then, I don't know, not crush it, apparently.
Try to at least, you know.
Yeah,
like,
I'll try to.
Yeah, I gotta like. Ah!
Yeah. And this is now completely normal. We've been here for a little while, and Slayer charges everywhere. Like, he doesn't walk, he charges. Hey!
17. Incredible. So you get 20. And now, Silver, you said that you were also participating?
Yeah, I don't have any skill, but I'm happy to have.
Yeah, but
it.
you have intuition.
I have intuition. it's not much,
Yeah,
but I
so
have.
you're-
What?
Honestly, heal might be useful
Yeah,
as you're working out
Ooh,
like
you're right.
proper dosages and figuring out like what makes sense to apply for the different, like, there is a significant mass difference in all of you and different yeah.
Look at that.
So now that is 38.
No, but
the healing
didn't
potion?
Slayer add 6? Because we have 35 plus 6 then. Wouldn't it be?
Oh yeah. So
So that would be
for-
41.
you have, yeah, you're well on your way, and now you roll an event, because that is the fun part of these.
Oh no.
Are we still gonna roll event?
Let's go, yeah.
I was gonna
No,
say
you gotta
no
do it.
events.
You gotta do it. You gotta do it.
Which
Oh,
die is an event? Is
no.
a D100?
Hold on.
Or is it a D10?
What are the rolls for crafting? It's gotta be in here somewhere.
Be patient, people. We are looking at the at the rules. This
Are
is
they the same
rules
as
and
the
things.
Discover lore?
We're learning them.
Crafting and research events. Oh, it is the same roll. Okay, so roll a d100. Ah, geez, this is the thing that gave us the eclipse, guys.
I know. I'm scared.
I know, yeah.
How do I roll a d100 in the codex?
Actually,
the
I don't know
dice-
if you can.
Let's roll.
Can
Yeah,
you
one
slash
d100?
roll?
slash roll d100.
Okay, slash roll d100. We'll see. Oh yeah, it does. d100. Note 47.
40?
We almost did it again.
no.
Yeah, it's the eclipse again.
Face, no.
It is not the eclipse.
Oh,
But
So as you're doing this, so you're working on this. You're bubbling away, trying to simmer down the project, and then there is a splash of fluid as something that you've seen similar in shape before as you were coming here on the ship. Spouts of water approached and attacked the ship. This one, all of the fluid in the lab that you were preparing forms into an elemental of water and is going to attack you. As I will read out the task. After the roll, a physical project source or crafting component comes to life and attacks the hero. Magic within these items has become corrupted, maybe because one of you was under a curse. If the hero can fix
God
the corruption
damn
without
it.
destroying the items, the project is saved, but doing so requires a special ritual. So, once
What's
again,
the ritual?
I don't know. I had the swamp montage test ready, so
Yeah.
we're going to pick up next time as I prepare another montage for dispelling the corruption on the healing potion you attempted to create. And we'll pick up there next time. Thank you for watching. Be careful rolling and during respites. I'm having a lot of fun. I hope
Same.
everyone else
This is
Yeah.
awesome. Best crafting system ever.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Like, comment if you want to play. Get the Delian Tomb, or honestly, the rules are open. You can check out the Steel Compendium. All of the rules are available for free. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.